And welcome to episode 78 of the Average Marks Pro Wrestling Podcast. We are broadcasting live in the Collar and Elbow Studios, wearing my Collar and Elbow Zach t-shirt.
Still my favorite one of at least of the ones you own, because you own probably a handful of them, and you every day at work you like switch them out. But that's by far my favorite one. Being a '90s kid, you know,
I love Collar and Elbow because they're always made. Now they do use different T-shirt companies, which I thought was weird, because most of the shirts are all like different. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like
different materials.
Yeah. Like they're different styles of T-shirts.
Yeah, I don't know. When I not just buying collar and elbow T-shirts, but buying any shirt, especially online nowadays, that's what people do, and that's what I do. You know, you get the measurements because I always, I fluctuate between a large and an extra large depending on how the shirt's made. So I always look at the measurements and whatnot. And I bought a shirt the other day, and the measurements made it seem like it was going to be, maybe a little big on me. But the way it was made, it was actually a little tighter on me than I expected. So you just never know. That's why now I'm starting to prefer just buying shirts in person where I can go try it on, see how it fits me, and then, find a size accordingly.
Yeah, and if you're watching the live stream, you can see I am a big dude. They got big dude sizes, collarandelbowbrand.com. Use our promo code at checkout, the Average Marks, one word, no space. You can get 10% off your order. Plus, they're always running sales, and you get that 10% off that sale. So you can save a lot of money right now, collarandelbowbrand.com, and you help your boys, because when you purchase something at collarandelbowbrand.com and you use our promo code, the Average Marks, one word, no spaces, they actually kick back a few dollars to us. It doesn't change your price, but since we're a sponsored podcast, they pay us when you buy a shirt. So it helps your boys out too. Plus you get some really rad wrestling streetwear. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, Twitch, at the Average Marks.
Also YouTube, which is where we're
YouTube.
Subscribe
I always
to us
forget
on
about YouTube.
I know.
YouTube has like over 1 billion plus users, and I always forget to name drop YouTube.
Absolutely. Well, YouTube, there's more of a competition on YouTube.
Yeah.
But we're on Twitch, and we're also on Periscope as well when we do
Screw you, Mark Zuckerberg.
when we do our live streams. Restream won't let us do on Facebook for whatever reason. All right, it is the Average Marks episode number 78. Today we're going to do another Bang taste test. Last week you brought the pina colada one. I wasn't too crazy about it, but I'm a fan of sweet tea, and this is a lemon drop sweet tea flavor. So we're going to test that, taste test that here in just a minute. Once we taste test that, we'll talk about some wrestling. AEW All Out tickets went on sale yesterday, and they sold out very, very quickly. We will talk about that. Also, a big main event matchup announced for the show as well. And then also they signed another big talent this week, or at least made it official, and we'll talk about that as well. Also, Tony Khan will be on a big podcast coming up. We'll talk about that as well. Not ours, unfortunately. But Tony Khan, if you or your people are listening, we'd love to have you on the show. We will make room for Tony Khan any day of the week on our podcast. So just throwing that out there. And then also Stomping Grounds is next weekend. We're going to have our preview show later on next week. So we'll preview that as well. Take a look at the card, how that's starting to shape up. And then we also have a story that was at the GorillaPosition.com about some WWE Ratings Killers. Of course, WWE's ratings lately not that great. And we have I see 5 superstars there on that list. Is there 5 or 6?
6.
There's 6 superstars on that list. We'll go through that list and give our thoughts on that as well. And then also a rumor mill. We got some Bray Wyatt rumors, some Aleister Black rumors, and some New Japan rumors as well. So that's all coming up on the Average Marks episode number 78.
Yeah, so I think you're going to like this. I would imagine there's a little bit of lemon in here.
I wasn't crazy about the one last week. I got to be honest, but
Bang, potent brain and body fuel.
All right, well, you have me a cup here, a little styrofoam cup. So,
all right, if anybody working with Bang happens upon this video on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, look, indie wrestling is your market. Indie wrestling will be the reason why you survive against the juggernaut Coca-Cola who put out Rain.
Yeah.
Because indie wrestling boys are posting Bang on social media every single day. Holla at your boys. Let's work a sponsorship out. AverageMarks@gmail.com.
Make sure you get that. Yeah, get that. There you go. Oh yeah, nice and you always get. You got to put that. It sounds. Oh, hold on. No.
Smell that.
Okay. It doesn't smell. Well, of course, I don't know. I think my allergies have been pretty bad this week because of that Saharan dust that's flying around the air. So my sense of smell is not very strong today.
Dude, this smells like the Lipton half tea, half lemonade.
This looks like the water out there in the lake That's what it looks like. It looks like I'm about to drink the Lake Charles water here in the lake.
Oh, no, that looks delicious.
All right, well, here we go. The first time ever last week had a sip of the Pina Colada Bang. This is the first time I'm going to try the Lemon Drop Sweet Tea. So here we go.
You were so proper when you did that.
You know what?
Yes.
This is better.
Yes.
This is much better than the Pina Colada.
Bang, we have a winner right here.
This is much better than let me take another sip though. This is better than the Pina Colada, I got to say. It's not bad.
Uh-huh.
It's okay. It's okay.
Still not what I expected.
You know, like I said last week,
do you want me to fill up your cup?
No. These are not.
Dang it.
I will finish this though because I didn't finish the Pina Colada one last week, but I'll probably finish this one.
Okay.
It's not bad. I will say it's okay because once again, these energy drinks, these Bang energy drinks, or just energy drinks in general, they're not my thing. They're not my cup of tea, if you will. You know, but this is not bad. This is not bad at all. So I would give this one on a scale of 1 to 10. Give it a 7.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
That Pina Colada I would have gave about a 4.
Oh, man.
But this I'd give about a 7. This is not bad because I'm pretty sure I said it last week. The Pina Colada one tasted like a Gatorade Zero in a way. This tastes like almost sweet tea. Like it's like barely sweet, but just sweet enough. Because me, I love sweet tea. Growing up in the South, I grew up on sweet tea, but I don't like it too sweet. But I want it sweet. Like,
dude. This tastes just like the Lipton tea in a can.
Yeah, and it's not, like I said, I don't mind Lipton tea. It's not my favorite tea, but this is it's not bad. It just it looks worse than it tastes. That's for sure. I tell you what, but it looks like, I'm telling you, like if I like on the camera here, I don't want to spill, but it looks like almost coffee from probably where you can see on the camera. So it's not bad. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. You think there's another, flavor that could beat this? You think?
Oh, most definitely. Next week, I know you said you don't like Skittles, but I'm bringing in the Rainbow Unicorn because the Rainbow Unicorn tastes amazing.
Well, if you say so, but this is not bad. I like this. This is I could if I had to drink this, I would.
Dog, this is amazing.
That Pina Colada though, I was not crazy about.
I have not tasted a Bang yet that has been terrible. Bang, you got it going on, dude.
Well, you just but you like this stuff. This is, you like the energy drinks and all that stuff.
Yeah.
See, I was whenever like Red Bull came out and whatever, hell else they had come out energy drink wise, I never ever just, it wasn't my thing. Never drank it.
But Red Bull is garbage. Red Bull tastes like
I would agree
medicine.
I would agree because I don't like Red Bull. I tried it one time and I was like, nope.
And the thing about Red Bull is every time they do a different flavor, they want that original Red Bull flavor in there, and it ruins everything. It's trash.
Well, but this is not bad though. So
yes,
I say this is almost, like I said, almost twice as good. I gave the Pina Colada a 4 out of 10. This is a 7 out of 10. It's almost twice as good.
I love it,
if you ask me. So I'll sip on this.
Yes,
I'll sip on this. Yeah, you're excited.
Yes,
you're just pumped about this, aren't you?
Man, one of these days you're gonna come into work with a bang when you're really tired, and I'm just gonna like I can't obviously physically do flips, but I'll be doing flips in my head.
I don't, I just imagine you doing a flip, but
wouldn't be good.
As much as this is okay, it's still not something I'm going to see myself just going out of my way to drink. If it came down to it, I'll go get some coffee.
Well, say if you had an all-nighter again in Beaumont.
Okay.
And you were and it was during a weekday, and you were traveling back to work.
First of all, if it's during the week.
No, you've done that before.
I've done it. And
you came in bright and early in the morning.
Yeah, but that's because, try to get out of there ASAP. But, it's. I still get some silly. Don't get me wrong. I don't pull all-nighters. Like, the only time I ever pull nowadays, the only time I'll ever try to pull an all-nighter is to watch a New Japan show, a big New Japan show, But, no, I don't think I'll be going to Beaumont anytime soon, though, so I don't have to worry about that. But certainly, any Bang energy drinks, no, that's okay. I love it. It's okay, but
no,
it won't become.
Awesome.
It will not become a regular thing. It won't.
Well, it's going to be a regular everything when we're doing our. Believe me, they have tons of flavors. We're going to go through all of them.
Okay, hey, I'm all for whatever we do. If we do it for the podcast, I'm all for it.
Okay.
All right, let's dive into our first topic. Yesterday morning, 12 noon Eastern time, 11 Central a.m. AEW All Out tickets went on sale, and they sold out not quite as quickly as, well, no, was it Double or Nothing sold out in, 4 minutes? It was All In that sold out just under 30. Double or Nothing sold out in about 4 minutes. This did not sell out quite as fast as Double or Nothing, but did sell out faster than All In. Approximately, according to Cody Rhodes and the Bucks, who all tweeted it, 15 minutes
that
sold
is insane.
out. Absolutely insane. You need to draw a bigger venue, obviously.
Exactly.
Soldier Field, man, you could probably sold that out because from what I'm hearing, this is what Cruz said in our group chat. Apparently, there's about 60,000 people waiting in this, because, okay, they go on sale 11 a.m. Central Time, and everyone, is waiting. You have 60,000 people waiting, and apparently the only reason it took 15 minutes to sell out is because that's how long it took the site to process that many people. Therefore, if it would have been,
well, they were
11 a.m., if it would have been 11 a.m. and you can literally get on, the first 10,000 people to get on, click, boom, instant buy, they probably would have sold out in literally a second because you have 60,000 people waiting for tickets to an event where the venue only holds, 10,000 people?
Yeah.
So there you go. It was basically, I described it as a 60,000-man battle royale, and the last 10,000 in the ring or get tickets. So that's pretty much how it is nowadays. And AEW, before long, you got to start drawing these bigger venues because you have 60,000. That's 50,000 people who are probably going to be, who are disappointed that they didn't get a ticket. Now, I'm sure some of those people, they're going to fork over big-time money to those people who did get tickets, which, hey, if I buy a ticket for, let's say, $150 and then someone, comes up, hey, I'll give you $500 for that. Yes, sir, here you go. And I'll take part of that $500 and go find someone else's ticket and try to maybe get it for like $250 or something like that, and still come out on top. I got $250 extra bucks there. That's just a hypothetical. But certainly 15 minutes, man, that's impressive.
Yeah, just like you're saying, they need to quit tinkle-toeing around and, dude, start doing NFL stadiums. Or you could do it kind of like WWE did that one time where they had an event going on at 2 locations simultaneously.
Yeah, that was for WrestleMania 2 I think 2. WrestleMania 2, they had 2 different locations. And then, of course, for Raw 25, they did that, which...
Right.
But
it was, that bombed.
Yeah, it did. But they did it for WrestleMania 2. It was WrestleMania 2 or 4. It was one of those really early WrestleManias. It wasn't WrestleMania 3, though, because that was in the Silverdome.
And essentially, you go back match after match to both locations. You got a big screen so they can watch the first match. Mm-hmm. You're live the second match. Back and forth, ping-pong it. And then you can sell 30,000 tickets or whatever.
Yeah, now if you have 2 venues, like two Sears centers, that whole 10,000, that would work. But I don't know. It's in this day and age, if you buy a ticket to one venue, but you don't, you want it to go, let's say you want to, there's 2 matches announced so far for AEW All Out. And if you were to run it that way, you can have a Moxley Omega match, which is one of the matches now officially announced, John Moxley versus Kenny Omega. And then you have Chris Jericho versus Hangman Page for the AEW World Championship. Have that one headline one venue and then have Moxley and Omega headline one venue. But at the same time, as a wrestling fan, if I'm going to pay all this money, I want to see both of these matches. I don't want to just see one of them, So running 2 venues in this day and age, in my opinion, is like, I don't know.
But at least you get into the show.
Yeah, at least you're getting to the show, but at the same time, you're not going to get to see one of those great matches live, if it would be done that way, obviously. I don't know. Nobody asked me anything, but...
Like, at first, you think about all the money they're losing, but at the same time, I wonder what their cut of all these pay-per-views that they're on is, because obviously it's $49.95 or whatever.
Yeah.
I wonder how much their cut is, because if you think about it, they may want to stay in the smaller venues, because they may make more money on the people who are watching the pay-per-views.
Yeah, so... And I'm sure that's going to be, they're not going to give that away for free like they are Fyter Fest. By the way, Fyter Fest is going to be free, streaming for free on BR Live. I don't think we mentioned that last week.
That's dope.
So Fyter Fest will be officially free, which is later on this month sometime. I can't even remember it. I think it's the last weekend. Let me look real quick.
So what is Fyter Fest? Is that going to be like wrestling and MMA and boxing?
No, it's wrestling, but it's like a gaming convention is what it is.
Gotcha.
It's CEO and AEW, which CEO I think is like a gaming company, and they're collaborating to put on this event, whereas CEO covers the gaming aspect of it, and AEW will cover the pro wrestling aspect of it, which will be Fyter Fest, which is basically the let me see here. Let me look it up. Because it's coming up soon. So we may have 2 preview shows. Yeah, Saturday, June 29th. So in 2 weeks.
Any chance that Xavier Woods may show up?
No, no. I don't think so. That's certainly he should know better, I guess. But yeah, Fyter Fest taking place Saturday, June 29th. These are the matches announced so far. Michael Nakazawa versus Alex Jabali, I guess. And it's going to be a hardcore match as well.
Nice.
Cody versus Darby Allin in a singles match. The Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson will take on the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon Jr., Rey Fenix, and a partner that is yet to be announced. So interesting to see who that will be. Some people expect Jericho, but who knows? We'll see. John Moxley versus Joey Janela in a singles match. Also, a four-way match. I'm excited about this one. This one's going to be fun. Adam Page versus Jimmy Havoc versus Jungle Boy versus MJF in a fatal four-way match. Christopher Daniels versus SEMA, and then Yuka Sakazaki versus Rio versus Nyla Rose in a triple threat women's match. So those are the matches announced so far, and the Michael Nakazawa and Alex Jabali will be on the pre-show, I guess. I don't know what kind of pre-show they're going to be having, but that's going to be in Daytona Beach, Florida, June 29th in just a couple of weeks. I think they're going to be making PW scorecards, that is. They'll be making scorecards for that one as well. So in 2 weeks, we're going to have our Fyter Fest preview show. Yeah. Next week, we're going to have our Stomping Grounds preview show, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Back to All Out, though.
Yes.
Sold out in 15 minutes. 2 big matches already announced. Moxley and Omega, and then Jericho versus Hangman for the AEW World Championship. First of all, let's start with Moxley and Omega.
Yes.
Obviously, Omega already has one loss to Chris Jericho. What are the chances you see him losing to, and then, of course, you're going to have, John Moxley in what probably will be his first big, AEW match. He's got the match with Joey Janela coming up at Fyter Fest, which I expect him to win. And I don't know if he has a match at Fight for the Fallen yet or not, but obviously All Out will be his first big match, and going up against Kenny Omega, where, in a company where wins and losses are going to matter a lot. Do you see Kenny Omega dropping another big match? Because you have Double or Nothing, a loss at Double or Nothing, and then a loss at All Out. Can you imagine Kenny Omega going 0-2 in their 2 big events so far in AEW?
Man, if I'm booking this, I say ride the wave. John Moxley is the hottest wrestler in the world right now. It used to be Kenny. It's Moxley now.
Well, it could still be Kenny. I mean, Kenny is still in his prime, and Kenny. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, Kenny's going to be there for another 3 years. Obviously, he signed a 3-year contract, so you still have another 2.5 years after All Out to put Kenny in that limelight. But right now, hey, John Moxley, man, he's making the waves with what he's doing in professional wrestling. Straight up told WWE, I'm not coming back. And then he sort of, played WWE and said, I'm going to go work on movies or whatever the case may be. And then he's like, hey, you know what? I signed with All Elite Wrestling. And I think he signed with a 2 or 3 year deal there. So he's not going back to WWE anytime soon.
Yeah.
And obviously with his name recognition that he got in WWE, now he's a big star for AEW. He's up there with Jericho. He's up there with Omega. He's up there with the Bucks. He's up there, with the top tier talent of AEW. So
you didn't say Cody. You don't think he's top tier talent?
Okay, well, I knew I was missing someone, but Cody, yes. Cody's up there as well.
Yeah, but I think Omega has to lose. John Moxley is your hottest guy in the world right now. Omega can survive another loss because he's Kenny Omega, and everybody knows he's freaking amazing.
Yeah, and the good thing about AEW is that they make guys look good in losses.
Yeah.
Like, Kenny lost to Chris Jericho, but you still think anybody, Kenny Omega sucks. No one's saying that.
No.
So certainly that match is going to be very, very interesting. It was so surreal. That was the term I used, I think, when we talked about it in the chat after Double or Nothing, when, you're watching John Moxley and Kenny Omega brawl at the end of that show, and it's like, holy crap, it's so surreal that, 6 months ago, if you would have told me I was sitting here watching, because 6 months prior, AEW wasn't even a thing. There was rumblings about a new company coming up, but certainly you would have never in a million years guessed you would see John Moxley and Kenny Omega 6 months, before that, brawling at a wrestling show. Like,
exactly.
Unbelievable. So, and then of course, what should be the main event of the evening, the AEW World Championship. They're going to crown the inaugural AEW World Champion. You got Chris Jericho, the 20, 30-year veteran who's pretty much done it all. I mean, this is basically a new challenge for Chris Jericho. Then you have the upcoming Hangman Page, tremendous wrestler, is going to be the future of this company. And you wonder which way they're going to go, who are they going to give the belt to? Are they going to give it to Jericho, who obviously is the worldwide star in professional wrestling, who's going to really can really put AEW on the map on an international level because of his notoriety, or you give it to this young man right out of the gate who's going to be the future of this company. To me, right now, I'm leaning towards. I think they're going to give it to Jericho, but obviously, things can change creatively between now and then. I mean, they could say right now they're giving it to Hangman, and between now and All Out, Jericho will. They'll say Jericho will get it, 3 or 4 times, and then they'll say Hangman will get it 3 or 4 times. So they'll go back and forth possibly, but right now, I feel like they're going to give it to Chris Jericho, have him the big heel that he is, and they're going to try and get all these people to take the belt off of him, and he's gonna have a good first solid run with it. But right now, I'm leaning towards them giving it to Jericho. What are your thoughts on the Hangman versus Jericho for the inaugural AEW World Championship?
Yeah, I definitely agree. Obviously, Jericho's on a limited timeline. He's an old dude. Mm-hmm. He's been wrestling for a long time. His bump card is filled up pretty much.
Yeah.
And he's got a caved-in chest, by the way. And I would say, squeeze the lemon, get all the lemonade you can out of Jericho, man. Mm-hmm. And the fact that they can, since he is such a heel, you can make Heyman look extremely strong, be dominant throughout the match, and Jericho wins by heel ways.
Absolutely. Andrew Lane in the chat, think Jericho wins, so a face Omega chasing heel Jericho for the title in the future. That's certainly a possibility because I predicted, I think a lot of us here predicted that Jericho was going to beat Omega at Double or Nothing because I knew in the back of my head, somewhere down the line, Omega was going to get one back on Jericho, possibly for the AEW World Championship. So, Andrew Lane, I agree 100% with you. Jericho will probably win, and then you're going to have all these. At first, I think you're going to have some of these other faces, maybe like a Cody go after Jericho for the title, maybe one of the Young Bucks. Who else is up there as a big face? Maybe a Shawn Spears who just signed with AEW too. That's another thing we're going to talk about here in a second. But eventually, maybe at next year's Double or Nothing, unless they come up with another big show between All Out this year and Double or Nothing next year, which for all we know, it might not be called Double or Nothing next year, but we'll see what happens. But I would say by next year, if they do a Double or Nothing show Memorial Day weekend, that it's going to be Jericho still your AEW World Champion, which he'll have defended it a few times, obviously, because if you don't defend that belt between August and then May of next year, come on, what are you really doing? But he's going to defend that belt against a few guys. They'll, give him a run for his money. Jericho will prevail in those matches, and then eventually a guy like a Kenny Omega or maybe a guy like a John Moxley takes it off of him. Because right now, your two biggest faces are Moxley and Omega, and, they're the two big faces of the company are going to
Is Moxley
square up.
A face, though?
Look, or he's what they call, I think,
a tweener.
A tweener, yeah. He kind of plays the role of a heel, but come on now, these AEW fans, they love them some John Moxley. Mm-hmm. Whether he's a heel, whether he's a face, it doesn't matter. To me, you almost shouldn't even call him a face or a heel. Tweener's a good word. I wouldn't even call him anything. He's just John Moxley. He is what he is.
Badass street kid.
Absolutely. Now, a guy like MJF, yeah, he's a heel, obviously.
Love that dude.
Because, he's almost like Jericho. Jericho leaves no stone unturned when doing heel things. If he sees even the slightest little thing he can do to get more over as a heel, he'll do it. So, certainly, All Out, a lot to talk about between now and August 31st. Man, that's going to be just a great show.
Before we leave this topic, we haven't talked about it yet. What do you think about their belt?
The belt looks great.
I think it looks garbage.
You really think it looks garbage?
I think it's hideous.
I think it looks great. I think it's
too much going on.
I was going to say, if there's anything wrong with it, it's almost too much. It's almost too detailed, but it's still a pretty belt. It's going to look great. I think you're going to come around to it when you see the guys wearing it.
Possibly.
It's just right now, we've only seen, Bret Hart hold it up and whatnot. So wait till you see it on a wrestler and then give us, see what it really looks like, because right now we haven't seen it on anybody. So I would say hold that opinion.
Reserve that thought.
Reserve that thought until we actually see a champion wearing it.
Yeah.
So, and it could look, to me, it'll look good on Hangman and eventually down the line, if this company goes on for years and years, obviously as the years go by, they change the look of the belt a little bit. So, but tell you what, it looks better than that 24/7 belt.
Oh God,
yeah, the diner belt, so to speak. So, Andrew Lane, I think it's a proper looking title. He likes it. He and like I said, it's it's one of those things where WWE introduced the 24/7 title right around that time, and then you see the AEW belt. And just with so much going on in the AEW belt, it just made it look so much better than the 24/7 belt, which looks like it was put together in a day. So
who I think has the most beautiful belts? You ever seen Impact's belts?
I've seen. Yeah, I mean, I can't really remember what it looks like, but I've seen them before.
Yeah, they're gorgeous, man.
Yeah, I mean, most belts in professional wrestling are tremendous, and especially except WWE's kind of I think fallen off the wagon with their belts. I do like the fact that they did bring back the white IC title though. Years ago. Cody I think brought it back, or no, it was Curtis Axel maybe that when he was Intercontinental Champion earlier this decade. Brought it back. Also, a couple of more things AEW-wise. Shawn Spears, now officially All Elite. Of course,
yes.
The Perfect 10. Shawn Spears was in the Casino Battle Royale. I would love to see a one-on-one with him and MJF very soon. I loved their interaction with one another in the Casino Battle Royale. Would love to see that matchup coming up soon. But Shawn Spears is going to be a huge factor. He has the notoriety now that he's been in NXT and now WWE, even though the main roster didn't give him much of a chance. But we know what he can do. He's been on that stage before. So he's going to be a big time player for AEW down the line. Maybe not right away, but in the years to come.
Definitely right away because this guy has the it factor. You remember when he was in NXT, he would hardly ever win a match, but he was so over.
Oh, yeah.
This dude, if you want to say someone has the it factor, that dude's the prototype of it factor.
Well, I'm excited that he's officially All Elite. Of course, we did see him at the Casino Battle Royale, but we've seen a bunch of guys at the Casino Battle Royale that are not officially with All Elite Wrestling, like Orange Cassidy. He's not officially with All Elite Wrestling.
I don't think you signed that dude.
No, you don't think they did, or you don't think you do sign him?
I don't think they do sign him.
No, I don't think they do. He's an interesting watch. Don't get me wrong. I watched some Orange Cassidy, matches on YouTube, and entertaining guy. His gimmick is different. It's entertaining. It's new. It's original, and it's funny to be honest. So, but AEW,
you can't do that on TV every week.
But in AEW right now, maybe down the line once AEW establishes the serious sports like wrestling that they want to establish, then maybe bring in an Orange Cassidy to maybe fill in a hole here and there.
I think he's just a pay-per-view gimmick.
It could be, yeah. But so guys like that, not everybody was signed to All Elite. Like Tommy Dreamer was in it. He didn't officially sign with All Elite Wrestling. I don't believe so, unless he's doing some backstage.
I think he's still
stuff,
working with Impact.
So yeah, a couple of those guys were one-offs. But Shawn Spears officially All Elite. Don't know the specifics of his contract.
Is Luchasaurus All Elite?
Yes, Luchasaurus is All Elite.
That dude is
as
an
well.
animal.
Yeah, he is an animal. He looked really, really good in that Casino Battle Royale. So one more thing to also a quote from Shawn Spears that we saw that apparently he told Vince McMahon right before leaving. Let me see if I can find it here. I saw it on Reddit. And where is it? It's around here somewhere. I will find it. But apparently he told Vince McMahon... And I'm just trying to... There we go. He told Vince McMahon that he is, quote, insulting the audience's intelligence before leaving WWE, which I kind of agree with him.
Yeah, that's a straight shoot right there.
Yeah, straight shoot. So Ty Dillinger, obviously, they completely mishandled Ty Dillinger. I mean, you remember you said he went NXT, he was so over, and when he was still in NXT, he got called up for one night for the Royal Rumble back in 2017, and dude, the pop for this guy was unbelievable. And then they just absolutely ruined him. So I'm glad he's in with All Elite Wrestling, and I'm glad he's going to be able to, show off his skills. But one more thing about All Elite Wrestling, Tony Khan will be on Stone Cold's podcast June the 18th. I think Stone Cold may have taken a little bit of a break. He's coming back, his first episode back, June 18th. Tony Khan, president of AEW, so that will definitely be an interesting listen, to say the least.
How do you take a break from podcasting? Like, this is the easiest.
You might take a couple of weeks
off.
Like,
you work one day a week.
Well, maybe just go on vacation, just get away, and just to get away. But I don't know. I don't really listen to, like I said, I don't listen to podcasts all that much.
So they're going to be in California,
I guess.
Well, I would imagine he would.
Well, I don't know.
He would go to Stone Cold's house.
Well, I don't know. I think Stone Cold before has recorded his podcast from his ranch over in Texas.
Oh, he sold that thing.
Oh, that's true. He did. Well, okay. So yeah, I guess California.
He's in LA now.
Okay. Yeah. Stone Cold with life.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if Tony Khan is going to share Doob.
I don't know.
On the podcast.
Does Stone Cold do that? I don't even know if he does that.
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah, he was saying a while back that he was starting to kick back on the beer. And
that's smart.
Yeah.
It is smart. He's in California, so hey, why not, right?
Oh, most definitely.
So that would be an interesting. I'll tell you what, that would make that conversation a little more interesting. But a guy like Tony Khan, I don't think he's going to try and smoke. He's a very powerful man now. He's a. Oh,
he always has been.
Yeah, so he's not going to. I don't think he's going to partake
Ever in
in
his
that.
image.
He'll let Stone Cold can do it.
He's
Hey,
not
have at
smoking
it.
a doob.
No, he's definitely.
Oh,
not.
he can catch that secondhand smoke.
Yeah, he can,
I didn't smoke one.
Yeah,
but you used to get high.
I was
as a
just hanging
kite.
around, you know.
Yeah.
And it happened. I inhaled it, and I just breathed it in, you know.
Yeah, he was,
and it happened.
he was smoking that Obama Kush.
All right, let's go now. Let's switch gears now to WWE. Next week is Stomping Grounds. So I know with the product of WWE lately, I know the hype for Stomping Grounds is not very, very good. But here's what we got on tap. Bayley versus Alexa Bliss, a singles match for the WWE SmackDown's Women's Championship. So glad to see Alexa Bliss get back in the championship picture here. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, a singles match. It's another match that is basically a rematch from WrestleMania.
Like, it could be good.
It could be. You know, I'm high on Drew McIntyre myself. Yeah. You know, if they use him right. Now they got him stuck with Shane. Becky Lynch will defend her Raw Women's Championship against Lacey Evans.
That's going to suck.
Seth Rollins will defend his Universal Championship against your boy, Baron Corbin. Also, the Baron Corbin gets to basically handpick the special guest referee of this match, and we don't know who it's going to be yet. Hopefully it's going to be someone, a little bit of shock value maybe in there.
What does Baron Corbin have on Vince McMahon? What type of perverted pictures does this dude have on a hard drive?
Him and Alicia Fox.
God.
Kofi Kingston will defend his WWE Championship against Dolph Ziggler, and Tony Nese will defend his Cruiserweight Championship against an opponent to be determined. Samoa Joe will also defend the United States Championship against an opponent to be determined as well. So that's Stomping Grounds. Not sure when we're going to do that. We're going to try for, Thursday or Friday probably?
Yeah.
Thursday or Friday of next week. We're going to attempt to. We're going to fill out some scorecards. Possibly we'll have Brink and Cruz on the show. We should, because I think
we got to. Cruz is the champion.
Cruz is the champ, so Cruz is going to have to show up, I believe, to
Elijah's pumped
to defend his belt. So Elijah's going to be in here too.
Yeah, number one contender.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he is the number one contender. All right. So, and then me, Brink, and if you fill one out, we'll be fighting for the number one contendership for Extreme Rules, which will be in July. So
nice.
So that's coming up in just next week, and then of course 2 weeks Fighter Fest as well.
Hey, while we're talking about WWE, what are they doing with Aleister Black? Like, what is going on?
You know, someone was it the Gorilla Position posted a story about, or someone posted a story about how
it was from Bleacher Report, but
it seems like it seems like Aleister Black is sort of starting to get that EC3 treatment where they're not really using him, and what a waste, you know.
Dude.
Aleister Black is absolutely amazing.
This dude is main card material all day, every day.
You know, and to me, they should allow these guys that they're not using to go back to NXT. Tyler Breeze went back to NXT. Apollo Crews is now back in NXT. Fandango is now back in NXT, so now Breezango is back together again. You got a few of these guys that are going back to NXT that are not being used. Hell, if you don't want to use EC3, send him back to NXT where he was, you know, starting to thrive. I don't think they gave him much of a chance, and they tried to shake things up. And then
or just release him so he can go get signed with AEW, and he could be the man. He could be EC3.
I know Brink and Cruz, they find him boring, but the only reason I think he's boring in WWE is because they're just not using him properly.
Yeah.
I think if they used him properly, he has a lot of potential. So
go back and watch some of EC3 stuff in Impact. That dude was money.
Yeah, and he has the look and everything. And to me, he just completely misused, probably more misused in WWE than Ty Dillinger was. Yeah. So right now, he's just walking around with his red Solo cup, probably getting drunk. Him and Otis right now, they're out at the beach in Florida. I saw them on Instagram the last couple of days. They're out having a good time in Florida. So
nice.
They're enjoying the summertime. All right. Speaking of the Gorilla Position, we talked about them just a second ago. They put out a story, 6 rating killers for WWE. Obviously, the WWE product has not been very good as of late, and Gorilla Position, 6 superstars that may be helping kill the ratings.
Yeah, this was a story on that website. Shout out to Goose Maller, who is the author of this story. So let's talk about number 1.
Okay.
Shane McMahon.
Yes. From the standpoint that they're having him deemed the best in the world, putting him in match. Look, Shane McMahon in a match twice a year, I'm fine with, because he puts on some decent matches, but, you know, this steady every month now, no, I've had enough. Shane needs to be an authority figure, and an authority figure only. You know, he's got Elias and Drew McIntyre. You know, basically, he kind of formed a little faction there. Let those 2 guys do the fighting for you. Just stand there, be an authority figure. You know, you're getting old, and just I've and then the whole best in the world thing. That's to me, that's all right. I've had enough. You know, that should have ended at WrestleMania. You should have had the Miz beat Shane McMahon at WrestleMania and just have it be done, and have Shane go back to completely being an authority figure.
Yeah, that's where he thrives.
Yeah.
Goose Maller says, less than a year and a half later, Shane is running both shows into the ground. How's that?
Sounds about right.
No, the T.
Oh, the T's good. T's good. I told you it was good.
He said, I'm honestly waiting for Vince to throw the Universal or WWE titles on him and watch the fans go ape poo.
As you say that, there are reports, and if this happens, my goodness gracious, it's gonna backfire more so than anything has ever backfired before. There is a report that supposedly Shane McMahon is going to be the one to take the WWE title off of Kofi Kingston.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was thinking, too. Hopefully that does not happen, but we'll see.
All right, Drew McIntyre.
I disagree with that 100%. Drew McIntyre, first of all, they put him with Shane, so that might have been where they sort of messed up, because you got Shane now, you know, doing all the fighting and stuff. Drew McIntyre has as much potential as any of those superstars in that locker room right now. He has the look. He can do the mic work. He can go in the ring. Drew McIntyre should be in the Universal title picture or WWE title picture right now, but he's not, and I don't know why. But I think they're starting to misuse him too, like they did the first time around.
Yeah,
you know, this ain't his first stint in WWE. They're gonna misuse him, and they're gonna royally screw themselves. But because I am a fan of Drew McIntyre, obviously he's a heel and whatnot, but I've enjoyed Drew McIntyre's work on the mic and the ring and everything since he's come up to the main roster a couple of years ago. So hopefully they don't misuse him. He can, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Revive the product if they use him correctly. To me, that's just my opinion.
Goose Maller from the GorillaPosition.com says, sorry to the Scottish psychopath, or should I say Shane's personal B. He says...
exactly. That's part of the reason that... You know, they're misusing him. He's kind of, you know, Shane's B right now, you know?
And he says, when is the WWE going to recognize this guy as gold and not just some personal bodyguard?
Exactly, yes. My point's exactly. This dude should be on, this dude could be on his own. He doesn't need Shane. He doesn't need Elias. He doesn't need a partner. This dude could have a singles run on his own.
Yeah. Number 3, Bobby Lashley.
That's another guy that could be a star if they used him right. To me, you know, I was starting to come around to him when he had Leo Rush as his mouthpiece, because Leo Rush was annoying, and Bobby Lashley has the look. He can go in the ring as well. He's got the strength. The dude can throw people around the ring like it's nothing. And once again, it's misusing the creative process is just, you know, starting to make him look like trash, in my opinion.
So Goose Maller says, even without Leo Rush, Lashley just has zero charisma.
He really doesn't. That's why he needs somebody like Leo Rush or some kind of mouthpiece. And Leo Rush was that mouthpiece. Although Leo Rush could have, you know, got a little more charisma, but, you know, Leo Rush, to me, fit with Bobby Lashley. That's just my opinion. I think he fit with Bobby Lashley as a mouthpiece and, you know, as that guy, you know, cause a distraction. Basically is how, you know, Bobby Lashley won the Intercontinental title was because of Leo Rush. And, of course, is how he lost it, too,
So, speaking of Leo Rush, haven't seen him on TV in months.
Nope.
His contract has to be coming up pretty soon. You think we see Leo Rush in AEW? The kid's fantastic.
He is. He's a great wrestler, very athletic. I don't know if we're going to see him in AEW. It depends on I don't know if WWE wants to re-sign him. Of course, you had all that, you know, the news of him, you know, causing some heat backstage. I don't know if he want, maybe he just wants to let his, you know, because a lot of superstars, I'm sure, are just wanting to let their contracts expire and jump ship to AEW. He might be one of them.
Like a Leo Rush against a Rey Fenix or a Sammy Guevara.
Don't get me excited.
Oh my God! Or the dude that fought Sammy Guevara, the guy from Britain,
Kip Sabian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Those matches would be spot
awesome.
fest.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
All right, Lacey Evans, WWE Ratings Killer, according to Goose Maller from the GorillaPosition.com.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to think of Lacey Evans. I was really high on her because she could talk on the mic. She has the look. But, man, I don't know. Once again, it's another one they're going to screw up. I have a feeling, and I don't know what it is.
Well, she's already screwed herself because apparently he's saying right here that she's gotten a lot of heat from the fans for no-selling a Bailey to back suplex.
Yeah, that's true. I did see that video. So, Andrew Lane, I can see what you said about Shane winning the title. Then Roman defeats Shane at SummerSlam. I don't know how.
They're going to put it back on Roman here pretty quick.
Because he never lost the Universal title when he left to go treat his leukemia. But just have Roman take it off of Kofi, for crying out loud. Don't have Shane. Shane does not need. That's the one. Vince has held the WWE title. Stephanie's was the women's champion at one time. Shane's never won a major title. Shane was European champion. I think he was hardcore champion. I'm not sure if he was ever tag team champion. I don't know if he was ever Intercontinental champion or not, but...
Wasn't he tag team champion with The Miz? Or they never won it? Yeah, they did win it.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they won it. So he was a tag team champion. He was a European champion way back in the gap. And I don't know. But if you want to put a WWE title on Shane, should have done it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Back before he left the first time. So...
one more good thing that Goose Maller has to say about Lacey Evans. Mm-hmm. He says that fans immediately called her out for rookie no-selling. Well, while Vince thought she's the next Ronda Rousey, Vince also thinks his shows are good S, which says a ton.
Yeah.
Want me to fill you up?
No, it's good. It's good. So, yeah, Lacey Evans. She to me she has the charisma. She has the look, and she could probably use a little bit of improvement in the ring. Obviously, not selling that Bailey to Bailey or belly, whatever they call it, to suplex. But man, I don't know. It all goes back to the creative process. I think they're just, I don't know. They need to do something. I think if Triple H was running the show, obviously, I think could make these superstars look a lot better.
Well, maybe this next year, XFL, Vince McMahon's going to be tied up.
Don't count on it, people. If you guys think that Vince is going to go, Vince got somebody running the XFL. His name's Oliver Luck.
Yeah, but you don't think he's going to be going to games weekly and all that stuff?
Yeah, but first of all, it's only part of the year, and second of all, it's going to be on probably a weekend where he doesn't really have to do much for WWE.
Yeah, you're right.
He's still going to show up at Raw.
Dadgummit.
Yeah, as much as I would love Vince to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go play football, run the show. As much as I would love to see that, or see that happen, it's not going to.
Can we commit right here to going to at least one Houston game, XFL?
I did see that Johnny Manziel was interested in joining the Houston franchise.
Oh, holy crap!
We
got to go.
Yeah, so we're that's next year though. We'll
have the whole AMP crew there.
I do know I plan on being in Houston in 2020 in January for the Royal Rumble. So
right on.
That's all I know.
So the next one, and this almost makes me want to find out where Goose Mailer lives and go throat chop him. Charlotte Flair.
Oh, that's your girl.
Yeah. WWE Ratings Killer, according to him.
Well, let's see what he has to say about Charlotte Flair.
He says, too much, too soon, too often is killing Charlotte. Let's get something straight here. Charlotte Flair is quite arguably the best female athlete in WWE, maybe in all of wrestling, but the WWE is so fixated on letting her be the one to beat her dad's world reign record that the fans have tired of Charlotte and more have turned on her. The bad thing is the turn also is people changing the channel when she's on.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't change the channel when Charlotte's on. I think Charlotte is the complete package. Granted, the oversaturation. Same thing happened with Roman. Roman, to me, is almost the complete package. They just give him a very generic, gimmick, I guess.
Just
so to
don't
speak.
get him in the ring to battle John Cena lyrically.
Yeah, and Charlotte Flair can talk on the mic. She can go in the ring. She's got the look, and overusing someone obviously, can get tiring. We've seen it before, but. Certainly, I was listening to Ric Flair on Busted Open the other day, and he even said, he's like, look, a lot of people think Charlotte's in the position, because she's my daughter. And I said, that's not the case. Charlotte is in that position because she's worked hard. She does everything she's supposed to do, and she gets it done. She gets the job done. Like, it's all, he said, that's all her. Like, he said he feels like he's at the point now where, he's, people say, hey, you're Ric Flair's daughter. It's like, hey, no, I'm Charlotte Flair's dad. Like, I could, he's at that point now where he thinks, she's been able to do this on her own with very little help, to her dad. Maybe some advice here and there, but certainly Rick's not there, And granted, the fact that she's Ric Flair's daughter had in the beginning, but since then, once she got that chance, she took the ball and she ran with it. And overusing her, obviously anybody can, overuse somebody. So anybody could be overused and people can get tired of it. But Charlotte's to me, Charlotte right now is the top woman in this division right now. So take Ronda Rousey out of the equation, because Ronda was coming around too. You got to remember Ronda was also never done professional wrestling before. She did it for a year, and to me, she did a pretty decent job of it. For not ever doing professional wrestling before, did a pretty good job. And I can tell you what, a lot of fans are missing Ronda Rousey right now. I have a feeling, because to me, she made the product a little more, especially when she turned heel. I liked it when she turned heel. That's just me, because then I think they let her shoot from the hip and let her be herself. And at the end of the day, I think that's what WWE needs to do. They need to let these wrestlers be themselves. I don't think these wrestlers can be themselves. They hand them scripts like, John Moxley went on Jericho's podcast, and he just kept getting handed script after script after script, and he didn't even get a chance to be himself. Let these wrestlers be themselves, because, you may not be able to see it on TV, but some of these wrestlers on social media, they got some personality to them. A lot of these people do, if not all of them. They all got some sort of personality, and they're all different personalities, and when you have all these different personalities, that just mix, and you let them be themselves, to me, it could be a great product.
Now, do you think Ronda Rousey is going to wait to come back when SmackDown transfers over to Fox? That's when she'll make her return?
I don't know. I still don't know if Ronda Rousey's even coming back to WWE or not, especially with all the negative, exposure that WWE is getting with the creative process and all the superstars wanting to leave, and then the Super Showdown debacle and all that stuff. Their stock prices dropping.
She could probably squeeze out some more money out of them.
She probably could, honestly. In all honesty, she probably could, because
Ronda, if you need an agent, which she probably already has one.
Oh, of course.
But if your agent sucks, your boys are here.
Yeah, I can. I got an MBA, so maybe I could be a manager.
We'll get you that deal.
Yeah, we're gonna hook you up. So, but yeah, there's one more superstar on there.
Yeah. According to Goose Maller, this is the 6th and final WWE Ratings Killer from thegorillaposition.com.
And
that's called Suspenseful Silence.
Oh, okay.
The biggest rating killer should be no surprise, but the WWE will continue to push him.
Before you say something, Andrew Lane said, I think Ronda did very well indeed and respected the wrestling art form. Yeah, I believe she absolutely did. All that stuff she did on social media with Becky Lynch, I guarantee you, some of that stuff was probably from the hip, and WWE was like, hey, you probably shouldn't go that far. Like, especially when Becky was talking about the imaginary D that Ronda wished she had and stuff. Or no, Ronda said that about Becky, so they were like, hey, cool it, but let's take advantage of this.
And then she was disrespecting the business.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm telling you, I think that, because you know what? Nowadays, they'll probably almost do anything to get some of these heels over as heels. So they probably gave, I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure they gave her the green light to do that.
But look, as a wrestling fan, to get real heat and not just kayfabe heat, like, you start calling it fake.
Yeah.
We know it's fake. You don't have to point it out.
Yeah.
And then there's a B about it.
And then, well, first of all, Vince McMahon years ago even came out and basically said the same thing. So,
yeah, I know. And that's how out of touch they are, dude. We know. We want to suspend our disbelief when we're watching this show.
Yep.
And believe you're really doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, without further ado.
Yep.
The biggest ratings killer, according to Goose Maller, is your boy, Baron Corbin.
I had a feeling that's where it was going. I'm still not a complete fan of Baron Corbin, but I will say this. Once again, the creative process is screwing Baron Corbin. The fact that they're having him wrestle in dress clothes, that's stupid. It's idiotic. Granted, when he shaved his head, it's a better look for him.
Yeah.
But have him go back to like the lone wolf kind of thing, because the dude was
that wasn't working though.
The dude was a legit Gold Gloves. Use that, as like a gimmick, like make him be like more of a striker, because the dude can wrestle. Dude, as whether you hate him or you love him, the dude draws heat without even talking. The dude draws a reaction from the crowd. He can cut a heel promo. And I'm starting to come around to Baron Corbin. Granted, I don't think he should be in the Universal title picture.
No.
Certainly, I think he could be a good mid-card heel. I think he could be a really good mid-card heel. And every now and again pop into a world title picture. But certainly Baron Corbin, not the face of a company, I don't think. But as a heel, dude, in my opinion right now, one of the best heels in professional wrestling. Dude can draw heat. Without
Baron Corbin?
Yeah.
Dadgummit.
I'm just saying he's one of the best heels.
You have got to be kidding me.
I just think he's one of the best heels in professional wrestling. I would say he's top 10 heels in professional wrestling right
Or you're
now.
only saying that because he's in WWE?
No, I'm saying that because, like, whenever he comes out, I legit am mad. Like, you know, he draws legit heat, like, and that's what a heel is supposed to do. And I've seen this dude outside of, when he's in character. Dude's he's a great dude. You know, he does what he has to do. He's a great professional. He's you never see him, doing anything stupid, or stuff like that. You know, he's, whether you like him or you hate him, I think his character is stupid, but certainly Baron Corbin or whatever, I don't even know if that's his real name or not, but Baron Corbin, the man, he's he does what he has to do, and I think he's a great heel. He cuts good heel promos, and like I said, he does good work in the ring. I'm coming